And he had a very retentive memory. He would remember places and events that I have forgotten.
Max has had a lot of stories to tell, not about himself, about the people, about the events, about the places he went to, but he told the story in a more detailed, even more emotional way of us, the Filipino people, the country.
There are journalists who just write the truth or tell the truth and they think that's enough. Max was midway. He also wrote the truth and tried to make that truth as justice in action. Truth should be justice in action or not truth at all. And Max understood this.
In time, the brilliance of his mind captivated the woman who turned out to be his most precious life partner. To her, the man she prayed to God for was the Max who made her laugh.
I met him when I was 17. I graduated 18. The following months when we got married, I was 19, June 1957. As a person, he's what I prayed for. I would say, God give me someone who is not necessarily handsome, but courageous and God-fearing. He was very thin and a bit shorter than me. So, always smiling and very quick to answer and always made me laugh like he does to other people. He loved me very much. That was my joy. The fame is secondary to both of us. And it just followed us wherever we were. He hugs me, he's very affectionate, and much more than I am. He always made me feel loved, and he was so proud of everything I did in school, in my writings. Although he corrected me so much the first 3 years I was writing, and I didn't like that. But eventually he let go. I found him popular because people loved his company. He was so intelligent and I enjoyed conversing with him. He was very much at home with all important people and very simple people like porters in the hotel, drivers, and all the senators, presidents loved him. And both of us loved children. So that's why I became a teacher in preschool. So he as a journalist and I as a teacher, we're both teachers in education, developing what UNESCO calls the knowledge society.
In 1971, he was the first major journalist to go into television with his own talk show. And it was a talk show, Impact, that was considered very influential because it was done in English, and everybody who was anybody in the Philippines, from the president, the vice president, the justices, all the ambassadors that came, all the foreign visitors that came to this country in that short period of something like 16 or 18 months that Max had a weekly television program, they all appeared in Max's program. He was at the very top.
A very strong spirit of independence. And as a writer, he knew the necessity of freedom for writers. Dapat naman ganun eh. All writers should instinctively be on the side of freedom. And that was what he felt very strongly about. He didn't want to be a member of any political party that would dictate to him what he will think.
He was a reporter and he was a pledging detective trying to make a name for himself. That's why I admire him. Pag may nagawa kang masama, he will lambast you also. There is no friendship for him as long as you're in the wrong path.
Among the many popular people who appeared on his show It was Ninoy Aquino who pushed him and the show into a controversial spot. Max and Ninoy shared a friendship that traced its origins from the Ateneo, when Max fired Ninoy from the school paper, commenting on his poor English back then. With their common passion for freedom of expression came mutual respect and admiration for each other. After Ninoy's guesting on his show, Max knew that his integrity would put him on the line. He was right. Within a few days, martial law came, and with it, the end of his glory days.
As of the 21st of this month, I signed Proclamation number 1081, placing the entire Philippines under martial law.
As he was entering the most productive phase of his life, suddenly he was told, "You're dead." And the only way you can survive in journalism is to play along with Marcos.
Yet, even the curtailment of his cherished freedom was not enough to kill Max's spirit. That's because he knew his loved ones were counting on him.
When Max was arrested, it was 2 in the morning. So when he packed to go to the camp for his arrest, I told him, "You better wear a barong Tagalog because your picture will be in all the newspapers of the world." So he never stopped recalling that. He thought it was a good boost for his morale.
You know, when martial law was imposed, he was a pariah. Nobody wanted to give him a job. And I could sense his torment, his depression.
Marcos had him thrown into prison, together with Ninoy Aquino. There, the ties that bound them grew even stronger.